Hello, today I'm going to go over test number 5, section 4. This video I'm going to go over number 1 through 20. Number 1, number of 3D movies released by year is given on this graph. So, according to the line graph above, between which two consecutive years was the greatest change in number of 3D movies released. So you're looking for the highest jump. So 2008 to 9, it's a pretty big jump, about 2.5 units here. 2010 to 11, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So whatever the unit will be, it's in fives, but you know that has the most jump. So it's 2010 to 2011. 2. Some values of the linear function f are shown in the table below. Which of the following defines f? So we can look at the slope. So every 2 increase in x, it increased by 8. So rate of change will be rising over running. So it's difference in y over difference in x. So the slope is 4, so it must be c. And this is the y-intercept. So if it's decreasing by 1 to make it 0, it's decreasing by half of a, which is 4. So then you get 1, which is the correct y-intercept. So it is C. Number 3, to make a bakery signature chocolate muffins, a baker needs 2.5 ounces of chocolate for each muffin. So 2.5 ounces per muffin. Okay, how many pounds of chocolate are needed? So how many pounds? So there are 16 pounds, 16 ounces in 1 pound. And if you want to make how many? 48 muffins, right? So whenever you're converting the units, it's nice to write the units so you know which ones you're multiplying, getting rid of in terms of units, so you know whether you should put the number on top and bottom. So here it's basically 2.5 ounces divided by 16 times 48 muffins. So 48 divided by 16 is 3. So it's 2.5 times 3, which is 7.5. So 7.5 pounds are needed to make 48 chocolate muffins. That's a lot. Number 4. 3 times d plus d equals 5. What's the value of d plus c plus d? So we are looking for this, so you have to get rid of 3. So divide by 3 on both sides, so it is 5 over 3. B. 5. The weight of the object on Venus is approximately 9/10 of its weight on Earth. So Venus equals to 9/10 of the weight on Earth. And on the Jupiter is J, let me see, it's J, it's 23 over 10 of its weight on Earth, you multiply by E. If an object weighs 100 pounds on Earth, approximately how many more pounds does it weigh on Jupiter than its weight on Venus? So you're looking for the difference when it weighs 100 pounds in Earth. So when you plug it in 100 here, so 9 over 10 times 100, I get 90. Here, when you plug in 100, 23 over 10 times 100, I get 230. So the difference is 140, right? 230 minus 90 is 140. So the answer is C. 6. An online bookstore sells novels and magazines. Each novel sells for $4. So novel sells for $4, 4N plus. And each magazine sells for $1, so that's M. And they purchased total of 11 novels and magazines, so N plus M equals to 11. And combined selling price was 20, right? The price was on top. Here's the total number. So now the question is, how many novels did she purchase? So you're looking for N. So here you have two systems of equation. You have M and M. So we can simply use the linearization by subtracting the second equation from the first. So 4n minus n is 3n. N minus m is gone. So I have 9. So when I divide by 3 on both sides, n equals to 3. So they bought 3 newspapers, no, novels. N was for novels, right? That's what we were looking for. So it was 3. B. The Downtown Business Association in the certain city plans to increase its membership by a total of N businesses per year. There were B business in DBN. So here, per year, right? So this is a rate of change. And B was how much they started with. So it's the y-intercept, how much you start with. Which of the best model is the total number of business Y DBA plans to have as a members X years from now. So it is the slope NM plus B has to be A. It's a linear function. It gave you a rate of change and y-intercept. There are so many questions involving y equals to mx plus b. Make sure you understand m is the rate of change, b is the initial value, y-intercept you start with. Okay? 8. Which of the following is an equivalent form of the, so what we can do, as you can see, the last term is all different. So if we can just find the last constant term, then we can find the answer. So here, the constant will be just this number squared. So it's 2.4 squared. Negative, even it's minus, when you square it becomes plus. You get that. And here it's just minus that number, which is, so it's 2.4 squared minus that number, right? There's no square, so you're adding 6.4. So let me add 6.4, and hopefully you will have one of the choices with that constant at the end, so it has to be C. If you have plenty of time, you can double check by doing all foiling here and subtracting with these two, but usually, and for this case especially, they only have one 12.16 for constant, so it must be C. 9. In the 1908 Olympic Games, the Olympic marathon was lengthened from 40 kilometers to approximately 42 kilometers. Of the following, which of the closest is increasing the distance of Olympic marathon in miles? So it increased by what? 40 to 42, so it increased by 2 kilometers. And we want to know how many miles we have, so we are converting 1 kilometer equals to, 1 mile equals to 1.6 kilometers, so 1.6, right? So you're trying to find the mile, so you divide by 1.6. So it's 2 divided by 1.6, which gives you 1.25. So it is B. 10. The density D of an object is found by dividing the m over value. Which of the following equation gives the mass m in terms of these two? So cross multiply it, right? M equals to D times V. So you multiply these two. And I don't know whether you remember this magic pyramid. You put m on top. It says density equals to m divided by volume, right? So how I remember is I live in the state of Maryland, and there's DC, District of Columbia, and Virginia right next to us, or you can think of it Delaware. So whichever you do is, if you're looking for mass, you cover the top, so then it's D times V. If you're looking for the density, you cover the density, then it is mass divided by volume, which usually they give you on the question. What else can you do? If you're looking for the value, you can cover this, and you're looking for m divided by d. So we call this magic pyramid, but this is enough information to find answer A. 11. In the xy plane, the graph of the following equation is perpendicular to the graph of the equation below. So which graph is perpendicular, meaning it has a negative and reciprocal slope, right? So first find the slope of this line. So it is, let me move x to the other side. So 3y equals to 2x plus 6 divided by 3, 3. So you get y equals to 2x over 3 plus 2. So this is your slope. You're looking for perpendicular slope to 2/3, which will be negative since it's positive, and you flip it. Whenever you multiply these two, it should become 1, positive 1. So now you're looking for a line that has a slope of -3/2. So if these y's are positive, you're going to make these negative by moving to the other side. So it is -3x, and you have to divide by 2, 2's. So a, -3/2 is a. So here, let's try it. See, when you do 3 divided by 4, it will be what? -3x divided by 4 will be 3/4 negative. This is 2/4, which is half. This is 1/3, right? So it has to be a, -3/2. 12, the system of equations above has solution of x and y. What is the value of x? So half of y is 4, and you have half of y there again. So I'm going to substitute 4 for half of y, which is 4, equals to 2. So x is 6. What minus 4 equals to 2? 6. We're at 4 to solve it if you need to. Must be D? Yes, it is D. 13, which of the following order pair x, y satisfy the system of inequalities above? So let me just go ahead and start looking at 1. So here, if I move the y, I get x minus 1 and y, right? I'm just adding y and subtracting 1. So I move 1 to the other side, y to the other side. So this is what? Y must be, if I put y first, is what? Y is less than x minus 1. So let's see which answer satisfy this. So y is less than x minus 1. So that means x must be greater than y first of all. So x must be x minus 1 is 1. And it's greater, so that works. 5 minus x, 1 minus 1. So again, x must be greater than y. So no, x must be greater, so it has to be D, right? See if this satisfies to double check your word. So it's -1 less than or equal to 3, 6 plus 1. -1 is less than or equal to 7. So yes, it is D. 14. In a survey, 607 general surgeons and orthopedic surgeons indicated their major professional activity. The results are summarized in the table above. If one of the surgeon is selected random, surgeon, any surgeon, right? Which of the following is closest to the probability that the selected surgeon is an orthopedic surgeon whose professional activity is research? So orthopedic and research, it's 74 out of the total surgeons, which is 607. So 74 divided by 607 equals 2.122. So 8, yeah. By the way, section 4 is calculator. You can use a calculator. 15. A polling agency recently surveyed 1,000 adults who were selected at random, that's good, from a large city and asked each of the adults, are you satisfied with the quality of air in the city? Of those surveys, 78% responded that they are yes satisfied with the quality of air in the city. Based on the results of the survey, which of the following statement must be true? Of all adults in the city, 75% are satisfied with the quality of the air. Probably not 100%. It could be 77%, right, if they select everyone. Not exactly 78, close to 78, so this is false. If another 1,000 adults selected at random from the city were surveyed, then 78% of them will report them as satisfied. Again, close to 78, but not, it doesn't have to be exactly 78, so that's not always true. Could be true. If 1,000 adults selected at random from a different city, 78% of them will report they are satisfied with the quality of their air in the city. No, that's different city. So basically none of the above, right? Possibly, but not always true. 16. One method of calculating the approximate age in years of tree of a particular species is to multiply the diameter of the tree in inches by the constant that's given. The table above gives the growth factor for 8 species. So according to the information in the table, what is the approximate age of American elm tree with a diameter of 12? So you multiply versus American elm tree. So it's 4. So you do 12 times 4, which is 48. So it is D, 48. $16. Oh. Yeah, so 17. So same script, 17. So the scatter plot above gives the tree diameter plotted against age for 26 trees of the single species. The growth factor of this species is close to which of the following? So just guess the best line of fit, something like that. So let's see. So at 13, it's at 90. At 16, it's at 120 or less than 120. Well, let me look at this. Yeah, so let's try these two. 13 to 16, it increased by 3 diameters in inches. And the age in years was increased by 30. So it's about 10. Do you have anything close to 10? So it has to be the shagbark hickory. But let's see, would it be less than 10? So here, let's draw another one. So here at 14, it's about 100. So 14 to 16, but remember it was a little less than. So let's say it was 100. So 14 to 16 was increased by 2, and 10 to 115, not 10. So that is 15 increase. So that's about 7.5. So it is this one right here.
Teachers and students, please excuse this interruption. At this time, tune your television to channel 36
So it is hickory.
or launch Sherwood TV for staff application.
Same question. If a white birch tree here, 5, and pine oak tree each now has pine oak tree is 3. So this one, the birch tree has 5, pine oak tree has 3 for the rate. Now I have a diameter of 1 foot. That is 12 inches. 12 inches. Which of the following will be the closest to the difference in inches of their diameter 10 years from now? 10 years from now. So first, let's see how old they are. So it is 12 times 5, right? This is the growth factor. So again, remember, you can find approximate age in years of the tree by multiplying the diameter with this constant, right? So how old is this tree now? It's 12 inches, and the factor is 5, so 60 years old, right? And 3 times 12 is 36 years old. Now, for pine oak and the white birch trees are 60 and 36 years old now, but in 10 years, meaning you have to add 10, right? So when they're 70 years old and 46 years old, we like to know the difference of their diameter. So you have to divide by the factors again to find the diameter. So then you get, this is what, 12? No, 14, right? 70 divided by 5 is 14. And 46 divided by 3 will be, this is 14 and 15.33. So when you subtract 14, it is 1.333. Yeah, so it is C. All right, you're going back and forth with these given factors. 19. In triangle ABC above, what is the length of AD? AD. So here I have, so this is 60 degrees and this is our 12. So you can find the ratio, or if you don't remember in the front of the page, they give you a picture like this. This is 2x, x root 3, if this is 30, and 60, right? So if you have 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is 2x, and the short leg right here is x, so it's half of 12, which is 6. Okay, so that's one way to solve it, by using the given ratio. Or what can you do? You can do the SOHCAHTOA if you want to. So if it's 30, so it's hypotenuse, and if you use 30, this is opposite. So sine of 30 equals to OH, right? SOHCAHTOA. So O, opposite is X, and H is 12. So you can also cross multiply to get X, which is 12 times sine of 30. So plug it in, 12 sine of 30 is 6. But if I were you, I'll learn how to use these ratios. It's much quicker. So the figure on the left above shows the wheel and the mark on its rim. The wheel is rolling on the ground at a constant rate along the 11th straight path from a starting point to the ending point. The graph y equals to d of t on the right could represent which of the following on the function of time from when the wheel began to roll. So as you can see, this is the height of this point, right? So the distance from the ground. You should have done some question like wheels, the Ferris wheel, it's the distance going up and down, the height. The speed, no, it's not the speed. Distance of the wheel from the starting point, it's not the horizontal distance. Distance of the mark on the rim from the center of the wheel, not the center, it's from the ground. So it is D.